It all began in Wuhan, a long way overseas. It's funny how a single bat could spread so much disease. To my despair, a man out there cooked a bat in his Chinese. That's how a sweet and sour brought the world down to its knees. To you and me on TV, Boris said the thing to do to avoid contamination was to just go home and stew. The theatres are all closing, the pubs and folk clubs too. The nursing homes all shut their doors, there was nothing I could do. Was that under no circumstances should you go into a basement bar with rubbish ventilation and listen to people like me singing folk songs at you. So I was out of work. Overnight, nothing. You're fired. Sorry. It was terrible. Quarantine put a right dampener on the comedy business. Think about it. For whole months, not a single Englishman, Irishman or Scotsman walked into a bar. I tell you what, there were jokes about coronavirus. There was a veritable pandemic out there. But you know, I wasn't going to tell any jokes about germs. I wasn't going to spread anything around. So what was a girl to do? Put your hands up if you've had both your jabs. Oh, full house. And if, like me, you've got grey hair, you're probably sitting waiting for notification of your third jab. The booster. When will that be? Yeah. And who imagined that the person sticking that needle in your arm was bound to have had a fully trained career in medicine? It was March the 23rd, 2020. And I had no money coming in. And I felt a strange loss of identity. Who was I if I wasn't a performer anymore? And it wasn't just me that was having to make changes. Tom, my partner, he's a lorry driver. He just does local runs because it fits in with his darts at night. And when the pandemic arrived, and my income didn't, he came to me and he said, "I tell you what, Sal, I'll go long distance, overnighting. It'll be more money. Hey, there'll be shorter drivers with Brexit." But what could I do? There was a government scheme, and it was telling artists that we could retrain. Ballet dancers could become bricklayers. Flautists could become chimney sweeps. And mime artists could become town criers. And then I saw it. An advert that said vaccinators were required, no previous experience necessary. And I thought, well, I owe so much to the NHS. 2 sons and a grandson. This was my chance to do something in the real world. Not going goggle-eyed, singing songs on a Zoom call, but connecting in the real world, in teams, with people. So I became a cog in a huge machine, a worker bee in the hive. There was no spotlight on me, but I was still performing. You see, this vaccination pod here is the smallest theatre in the whole wide world. just me that was retraining with no medical experience. Barmaids, they'd shut all the pubs. And barmaids were really good at reaching up to the optics and drawing down the liquids. Veterinary students. Although they were a bit more used to artificially inseminating cows. But the funniest of all were the part-time firemen. Not much call for precision if you're a fireman! But God, they were good and they were quick. You don't hang about much if you're a fireman. And they were strong. So they came in really handy when we started getting the fainters. And there were quite a few fainters. Oh. Porcupine breeders. They were good too. Well, they're used to handling needles, aren't they? But it wasn't just a case of learning how to stick a needle in somebody's arm. You had to be competent in so many areas. And so you did the training on the computer at home before you started doing the shifts in the vaccination centres. I was desperate to start earning some money. And so I sat down one Friday night at my computer, and it took me the whole weekend. You had to learn so many things. You had to learn to administer the Pfizer vaccine and the AstraZeneca vaccine, which are very different. The theory of immunology, lifting and handling, refrigeration refresher course, because that's what fridges are for, to keep things fresh, anaphylaxis and recovery. There was, of course, recognising radicalisation. And there was a module on patient confidentiality. So everything you're going to see in this play did happen. But we have changed all the names and all the identities. And so any resemblance to any person, living or dead, must have just slipped through. So you had to sign that you've done the training, and you had to do an exam, and if you got less than 80% on each of the modules, you had to start all over again. And then there were the practical competencies when you got to the vaccination centre. You had to sign every time you took a vial of vaccine out of the fridge. You had to sign every time you drew a dose down of that vaccine. You had to sign every time you administered the vaccine and disposed of the syringe. So really nothing could go wrong as long as you could sign your name. And it was a bit like being in the army. If it moves, vaccinate it. If it stands still, sign it. And it reminded me of a war poem that I did when I was a kid back at school.
May I have your attention, please? For today, we have learning of modules. Yesterday, we had ordering of uniform. And tomorrow morning, we will have waiting for Amazon. But today, we have learning of modules.
The screen overwhelms me with its depth of detail. For today, we have learning of modules.
This is the Pfizer vaccine, and this is the AstraZeneca vaccine, more of which you will learn when you are given your syringes. And this is the Moderna vaccine, which in our case, we have not got.
In the car park, the faithful queue for salvation, which in our case, we have not got.
And this is how you draw down the vaccine. You do it with a gentle tap of your forefinger. And don't let me see anybody using your thumb, because it really is quite easy if you have flexibility in your fingers.
The queue shuffles forward, hopeful and thankful, raising their sleeves between fingers and thumbs.
And this is the computer, which is not as fast as your patients, who frequently arrive before their profiles. And this is the mask. The purpose of this is to make you incomprehensible as you ask your questions. And this is the PPE, which we also have not got.
They smile for they too wear masks and a solemn air of patience, waiting their turn.
This is Pfizer, which does not cause clots. And this is AstraZeneca, which might. The Delta variant is especially virulent and could make us all look like clots.
And Dominic Cummings, the special advisor, well, he's the biggest bloody clot of all.
And this, you can see here, is the Sharps box. The purpose of this is to deposit your needles after vaccination. And here we have the sterile wipes. We move this backwards and forwards across surfaces. We call this sanitization.
And backwards and forwards, the queue makes its way through airport-style barriers, cleansing their hands.
We call it sanitization. It really is quite easy if you have flexibility in your fingers. So, the surface, the needle, and the PPE, which we still have not got.
The silent patients in the vaccination centres offer their shoulders with eternal thanks.
For today, we have learning of modules.
I must have jabbed over 1,000 arms, but I can still remember my first one. I thought I'd be made to practice on an orange or a grapefruit, but that just would have been the waste of a needle. So the first time you do it, it's on a real person. So I'm going to need to have somebody come up on stage just to help me demonstrate. Could I just furnish you with a mask? And could I invite you up on stage? I'm just going to demonstrate a few of the procedures. There we go, take a seat. Enjoy your experience. All right, you can smile underneath that mask if you choose to wear it. And I'm just going to talk you through some of the procedures. You mustn't worry, because I've got a syringe here, but there's no needle on it. And there's absolutely no vaccine in it either. So, your patient arrives in the bay, and the first thing they have to do is roll the sleeve up. Could you roll your sleeve up, please? Just roll your sleeve up. Up, up, up. You've got to roll it right up to the top of the arm, to this muscle, the deltoid. That's where the needle needs to go if the vaccine's going to work properly. You'd be surprised at the people who struggle. The struggle is real, my friends. Which is why in some vaccination centres, they make you get your shoulder ready whilst you're standing in the queue. It simply speeds the whole malarkey up. We're not going to worry about it, it's just a technicality between friends. So we'll just pretend that we've got this deltoid out. And I'm now going to demonstrate some of the techniques that I was taught to administer the vaccine. So please, you mustn't worry, okay? It'll be a painless experience, and you can just sit there and just don't laugh, okay? One of the techniques that I was taught was the Robin Hood. Da 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 da. The Jockey Wilson. 180. The Olympic javelin. Can you guess this one? Hole in one. The golfer. The WI embroiderer. And did those feet in a child die? There was the airline pilot. Welcome to Welshpool International Airport. It's a beautiful sunshiny day. There was the pneumatic drill. Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Bob the Builder.
Yes, we can.
favourite technique was the cigar. Dum 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 dum. Ya da 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 da. Although of course nobody smokes in the NHS, do they? So thank you very much to my willing candidate. Can we give him a round of applause? Thank you. Do keep that on the house. A wipe away, 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 a wipe away. In the centre, the vaccine centre, the germs they all take flight. Ooh, I'll wipe away. So, I had to watch 10 vaccines going in, and then I had to do 10 vaccinations under the watchful eye of my supervising nurse, Kath, who scanned the queue looking for a suitable candidate for me first stab. Somebody who looked bomb-proof. A woman. After all, we are far more resilient than the men. And when she identified her, she beckoned her over. I remember her name was Belinda. She was 50-something and very well maintained. You smelled the Chanel before you saw her. And I seem to remember she had a lot of kids. Hello.
Hi, lovely to meet you, even if it is just for 3 minutes.
Oh, hello. My name is Sal and I'm going to be your vaccinator. And this is Janet, our admin person here. Can we just take your name, please?
Belinda.
And your second name, please?
Papadopoulos.
God, she had to be my first one, didn't she? Could you just spell that, please?
P-A-P...
It's all right, Janet's found you on the computer.
Bet you haven't got many Papadopoulos on there. My husband came from Cyprus, ex-husband.
Date of birth?
It's all mine.
Yours.
27th of November, 1975, but I don't look it.
And can I just take the first line of your address, please?
It's the Meadows, Copthorne Road, just past the co-op. Pop round for coffee any time.
Oh, that's very nice.
Anyway, it's lovely to meet you, albeit briefly.
Well, if you would just care to expose your shoulder, I can give you your first vaccination.
Now, which one am I having? Is it the Cambridge one or the fizzy one?
It's Oxford AstraZeneca.
Oh, isn't a fizzy one supposed to be better?
Well, today we're doing AstraZeneca, love.
Oh, not that it matters. Now, do you mind if I take a selfie? Because I'm the first of us golfing girls to get my jab and I want to tweet out the big moment.
Well, I don't mind, but you might find yourself grimacing at the moment when the needle goes in.
Oh, I won't be grimacing. I've had 6 kids. When you've had as much pethidine as me, you can't feel anything anymore.
Told you, she was bomb-proof. So if you could just expose your shoulder then, please.
Well, I didn't know what to wear. I mean, what do you wear for a vaccination? Off-the-shoulder dress? Lacy number, crocheted shawl with holes in, bikini. They said I'd be all right at the supermarket in a mask and gloves, but when I got to Sainsbury's, everybody else was wearing clothes.
That's just perfect, as long as I can reach your shoulder. So this was it. This was my big moment. I, Sally Tonge, was going to drive a piece of hardened steel into the soft, pale, peachy, quivering flesh.
Oh, it's not quivering.
And Belinda was going to photograph me doing it. I should have been nervous, but I wasn't. I'd done all the training, I'd gotten all my exams. What could possibly go wrong? It was just like stepping out on stage for the first time. Here we are then. If you could just relax that arm then. Thank you. This arm here. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
can you just move round a little bit? I want to get the needle in shot.
Oh. It's okay. I'm used to being in the limelight.
And a little bit more.
Oh.
And
There we go.
smile. Oh, I didn't get the focus right. Can we pretend and do it again?
Oh,
Thanks. That's brilliant. Bet you've done that before.
never.
What?
You are my first injection ever.
Well, that should get me a glass of champers down the golf club. Do you know what? I'm going to recommend you to my mate Samantha. She's coming in this afternoon. She wants to live stream hers.
See ya! Oh, bye!
Gonna wash those germs right off of my desk. I'm gonna wash those germs right off of my desk. I'm gonna wash those germs right off of my desk and send them on their way.
You know, I was never really sure that the government knew what they were doing. Do you remember when we started running out of toilet paper? And then they sent out that rule that if you wanted to, you could wipe your bum on a lettuce leaf. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sorry. Hello? Hiya! Tom! Yeah? Guess what? I've done my first one. Yeah, all right, I think. Well, she didn't keel over anyway. Anyway, how's the M6? Oh, M8 then. Huh. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm here. I'm in my uniform. It's grey and white pinstripes. Came in the post from Amazon, I think. Yeah, it's so stiff, I think it'd stand up on its own. Yeah, it's smart but functional. And then I have to wear a polythene apron over the top. In case anyone gushes. Blood, Tom. Yeah, first day of a new beginning. I'm in the vaccination centre. Well, I think it's a bar in a social club. Yeah, I think I played a gig here once upon a time. It's funny to think I was once here when it was all beer-stained carpets, and now it's crisp and clean. Oh, it's just like a hospital. Oh, God, yes, they've sanitised everywhere. They've even put a new floor in. Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's really, really warm. Well, all the patients have got to take their coats and jackets off to get injected. Yeah. I miss you too, darling. It's hard with you working away in the week, but this is going to keep me busy. Yeah. Oh, God, I've had my jab. Yeah. No. Didn't hurt. My arm didn't drop off. Yeah, I know, I thought I'd have to practice on a cauliflower or a carrot, but no, the first time you do it is on a real person. I'm flying solo now. Yeah, anyway, listen, I've got to go, my break's coming to an end. All right, I'll see you Friday. All right, darling, take care, drive safe. Yeah, love you. Bye. I miss him ever such a lot, my Tom, because he started working away in the week. But when he comes home on a Friday, he's quite romantic, really. He does the cooking and he cooks up something sumptuous. We have a few glasses of wine, you know, and then we, at our age as well. I think my life has always been full of holes. But it took the gaping chasm of a global pandemic to make me really reevaluate things.
My life is so restricted. In my lonely room, I was trying to make a bob or two. Playing tunes on Zoom, I was losing my identity. Living in a your life that let the light shine through. When I started on this journey, I hadn't got a clue, but something deep inside me said, this is the thing to do, to help the sad and worried that come into my view. 'Cause it's the holes in your life that let the light shine through. Sing if you think you know it. It's the holes in your life that let the light shine through. I fulfilled my dream to be part of this team. People are so grateful, they're always thanking me. 'Cause it's the holes in your life that let the light shine through. It's the holes in your life that let the light shine through. That let the light shine through. Thank you.
So, when you do an afternoon shift, you take over from the morning people. And on this particular morning, they had nobody on shift to mind the fridge. Now, the fridge is where the vaccines are stored, and they're stored under top security. And they must never be left unattended at any time, under any circumstances whatsoever. So I was qualified to mind the fridge, but I'd never actually minded the fridge. And on this one particular day, I was taking over from this healthcare assistant called Val, who said...
Thank God you're here. I've just had a text from my partner. He's at home with a broken leg. Anyway, we've got this puppy who's desperate for a wee, so I'm going to have to go and walk it. I need a really quick handover, so you'll have to mind the fridge.
Okay, but I've never actually minded the fridge before.
Oh, it's easy. All the vaccines are stored in the fridge, and you just have to keep checking the temperature.
Oh, great, okay.
And then if anybody wants one, they'll sign it out, and you need to initial it and check the time, and then check that the number of files tallies with the records on the paper. Then you need to sign this piece of paper to say you've issued 9 syringes, check for the 9 doses, and then you need to sign this piece of paper for the 9 needles, check 9 cards, check 9 stereo wipes, check.
Oh, great, yeah.
Got all that?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, then you need to sign these bits of paper to say you've signed all the other bits of paper. And you make a pack of 9 of everything, you hand it to the person who's in charge of the vaccination bay, they'll sign it out, and then when the vaccine runs out, you start all over again. But you must make a pack of 9 of everything, and you must never, ever leave the fridge unattended. Vaccine security is absolutely paramount. Apart from that, there's nothing to it. Now I've really got to see to this puppy.
Right.
Oh, and we're low on syringes.
Oh, well, where are they kept?
Oh, they're in a cupboard, down the corridor, 13th door on the right. But I don't know where the key is. Oh.
But just before you go, and she was gone, like that. So I had this box with 2 syringes in the bottom, and I had to go and get some more from a room the other side of the vaccination centre for which I didn't have a key for. And I had a fridge that I mustn't leave. In the end, I nabbed a passing senior consultant who was filling in on a nursing shift. He minded the fridge, I shot off, found the key, got the syringes, and came back. And if that sounds like Fawlty Towers, well, it was. But seriously, underneath the faff, it was excellent medical practice. Everything was done extremely thoroughly. It was set up by the NHS, and it worked really, really well. Unless, of course, you had a puppy with a weak bladder. Next patient, please.
Good morning.
Oh, hello.
Is this the right place?
For a vaccination, yes.
They told me 10:30.
Well,
You're smack on time.
Only it's been a bit of a palaver, you know, getting here.
You're here now. Take a seat.
Because I farm in Lannymonnock, you know. Do you know Lannymonnock?
I think I've performed in the village hall there once upon a time.
Lannymonnock. On the Welsh side, of course. Only I've got a Shropshire postcode's why they've sent me here. Anyway, I did my morning milking, and I left the farm around 7. I had to scrape the frost from off of the car, and I drove, careful mind, because of all the ice around, to the park and ride. Yes. Oh, it was cold hanging around. The wind was whipping around Tesco's. And there weren't so many buses neither. There aren't so many due to lack of demand. Anyway, I went down into town and I did my shopping in the market with my mask on. Then I had to catch another bus up to here, and there aren't so many of them neither. But here I am in the nick of time.
Look, if you're not feeling very well, you could always postpone.
No, not now I've got here.
Yeah, but you could have your jab done in Lannymonnock when you're feeling better.
I'm not letting anyone in Lannymonnock stick a needle in me. I want a professional job doing. You are a professional, aren't you?
I'm fully qualified. There. Now, my name is Sal, and I'm going to be your vaccinator. And this is Daphne, who is our admin person. Can we just take your name, please?
You've got my name. The chap at the door with the computer's got mine. Everybody's got my name.
Except for me. Can I just have your name, please?
Owen Geraint Powell.
There.
Welsh Baptist.
And your date of birth?
Before you were born.
Come on, what's your date of birth?
19/11/28. It was a Thursday. Market day.
And the first line of your address?
Blackberry Cottage, Blackberry Farm.
Lovely. Do you happen to know your NHS number?
999. You're not going to get me with that. Right. Now, here's my arm. Did you know a lot of Welsh people are left-handed? And I am part of a lifelong, nationwide survey to find out how left-handed Welsh people are getting on in life. So, if you'll just jab my right arm, it won't matter so much, and I can put that in the questionnaire.
Okay then, well that's fine. If you could just take off your coat, and I think there's a jacket underneath, so if you could just take off your coat and your jacket.
Why's that then?
So that I can put the needle in your arm.
Won't it go through clothing?
No.
Oh, can't be very sharp then, can it?
Well, I have to see where I'm putting it.
Only I dressed up proper to come here. It'd be important than that. I'm determined to have my jab, just like Boris says. Silly bugger. So, I disinfected myself with Virex.
Oh.
I had some left after I'd done the herd. So,
Goodness me. Well, let's get this coat off. And the jacket.
okay.
There we go. Take your time. That's it. Oh, we're nearly there. Lovely. That's it, keep going. And a shimmy, shimmy, shop, shop. Shop, shop, shop. Oh, that's the coat. Let's go for the jacket next. That's it. Here we go. Lovely. That's it. There we are. Oh. That's it, lovely. Oh, and you've got a lovely long sleeve shirt on. And cufflinks.
Oh, yes.
So let's roll up that shirt and we'll have to take those cufflinks off.
Betty usually helps me with my cufflinks.
They're not the best thing to wear when you've got to have a vaccination. Do you want me to help you?
No, I've got it. It's fine, it's fine. But it just takes time, is all. Right,
How long have we got?
Well, I am supposed to be vaccinating one person every 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
But you take your time, you take your time.
Right, yes, I can do
We've got
it.
all the time in the world. There you go. Oh, right, you just carry on with that, Steve.
Right.
Sleeve. Right. I'll pop your cufflink in your hat. All right?
Right.
Don't forget it at the end.
No, I never forget my hat.
Now, you're doing great with that sleeve rolling, but it's not going to go, is it, lovey? We're going to have to undo the button. We're going to have to go in from the top. That's it. From the top.
Oh.
Here we are. Keep going. There we are. Lovely.
Right, okay. Oh, there we are.
Are we ready?
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Oh, you know, I think this is the first time I've been off the farm for over a year.
Oh, my goodness. You've been isolating for a year?
Yes, 16 months. Betty in one room and me in the other.
Goodness me. Well, this vaccination is your pathway to freedom, my friend. There.
And you know, I think you might be the first person I've spoken to in all that time.
Goodness.
If you don't count the bus driver and my cows.
Oh.
And I would have brought Betty along with me too, except she says she thinks she's had something called coronavirus, whatever that is.
Well, it's what I'm going to vaccinate you against.
Coronavirus?
Yes, I'm going to give you this injection so that you don't get coronavirus.
No, that's not what I've come for.
What?
No, I've come to get vaccinated against COVID-19, like it says here.
Okay, so COVID-19 and coronavirus, they're the same thing. So I'm going to give you this injection so that you don't get either of them. Oh, right, so have a little sit down. All right. And you can go nice and floppy with that arm.
That's
it. And we'll just get this done. Here we go. There we are.
So what have you got in that needle then?
Right, well, this is a dose of the Pfizer vaccine.
Pfizer?
Yeah. They also make Viagra.
I don't think I'll have much call for that. But mind you don't get it mixed up, right?
Could you imagine the queues if we were giving out Viagra?
Pfizer? That doesn't sound very English to me.
No, love, it's German.
Bloody hell! I fought in the war to fend off the Germans, and now they're gonna go get me from the inside! Oh, just as long as there's no mustard gas in it, that's all.
No, not last time I looked.
Right,
Right, so go nice and floppy in that arm. Right, there we are. Here we go. Right, okay.
It's quite nice here, isn't it? I've not been anywhere as nice as this for a long time. Why, you've only gone and done it. Praise be! Canis laetati Diana. On earth, and on ice, up. Amen!
Amen.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Oh, you were marvelous. I'm going to ask for you again next time. Oh. Ooh, you've got lovely hands. Nice and small. Good for lambing those hands. Oh, brilliant.
Now look, you make sure you've got everything. You've got that little cufflink.
I've got it all,
And
my
your
love.
hats,
Oh,
jacket.
Germans.
You didn't have a tie, did you, no?
Pfizer.
There we go.
Marvellous.
Oh, mind how you go then.
Yachida.
All right, bye-bye. Bye. I'll wipe those germs away. I'll wipe those germs away. I'll wipe those germs comes away. You know, my hands have absorbed so much alcohol sanitizer that now every time I go for a wee, it cleans the toilet. Tom! Hiya! Where are ya? Oh, just dropped off in Penzance. Back at the weekend, yeah. Oh, I'm all right, yeah. I'm tired. Yeah, but I'm happy. I've done over 90 jabs today. Yeah. Oh, the age group is coming down all the time. There's nothing to it. And you know, people are just so grateful to get their jab. You are going to come and get yours done, aren't you? When it's your turn. No, Tom. It doesn't make you infertile. Anyway, I'm 53. It's a bit late for that. Tom, I'm not putting computer chips in people. It doesn't change your DNA. And there's no actual live virus in the vaccine, so there's no reason for you not to come and get it done. Look, if you got jabbed, then we could think about going on holiday. Yeah, Mallorca, anywhere. Look, Tom, you don't want to get this coronavirus. If you catch it, they'll take you off the trucks. Ah, and then you'll have no money coming in neither. And then where would we be? We can't live off what I bring in. Right, okay, darling. Well, look, I'll see, yeah, you could come, we'll get you done. All right then. Okay, well, take good care, darling. Drive safe, I'll see you Friday. Yeah. I'll be in the mood. All right, love. Okay, bye. 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 I wanted him to get his vaccine, but he said no, no. I wanted him to get his vaccine, but he said no, no, no. When all this pandemic started, Tom put a map of the world in the kitchen, and he said, gave me one of his darts, and he said to me, I tell you what, Sal, when all this quarantine is over, you chuck that dart, and wherever it lands, I'm going to take you there for 2 weeks holiday. Looks like we're going to spend 2 weeks at the back of the fridge.
Hello.
Do you mind 2 meters?
Oh, sorry. Getting a bit exciting, getting this close to the big moment, innit? Are you, nervous?
Not really.
Oh, I am. I'm terrified. I hate needles. It's got to be done, ain't it?
They say you just feel a bit of a prick.
I already feel a bit of a prick. You know, the one thing I don't understand about this pandemic is why, when I put my bins out on a Thursday, do I get a round of applause?
The worst thing about this pandemic is that they've shut all the nail salons, hair salons, waxing studios, tanning parlours.
It is getting a bit ugly round here, isn't it?
And I simply can't get any toilet paper at Waitrose.
Home Bargains is the same. They're wiped out. Is this your first time?
Yes. My father's very ill with it, so I'm terribly grateful to be receiving my vaccine at last.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear about your old man, and it's a good job you're here, isn't it? Yeah. You've been waiting long?
No. They do let you sit down back there.
Oh, yeah. I've just had a bit of a misunderstanding about that. Yeah.
About what?
Sitting in the queue.
What happened?
Oh, well. There was this steward there, sanitising all the chairs. I think her name was Marshall. Anyway. When the guy in front of me got up to go and get his jab, I said to her, well, shall I move down a chair? And she said, oh no. Every time you lift up your bottom, I have to wipe it. Get it? Yeah, fine. What?
There was one vital training module that they didn't cover, which was the Wafting for Wellbeing module, which I invented. Now, this module came in very handy when we started vaccinating the younger cohort. The over 50s, they could cope with a needle. A small little needle didn't faze them at all. They could cope with it. But when we started vaccinating the 30-somethings, that's when the fainting began. Men, usually, tough guys, who never imagined that they couldn't cope with a teeny tiny needle. You could have half a dozen fainters in a single shift. You never saw them go because of all the screens around the bays, but you heard them. It would be like this. You'd be merrily vaccinating away and getting through the queue, and all of a sudden you'd hear... and then the chap in the next bay would work out what that sound was, and then he'd go too. And then if he'd come with his mate... And that's when I picked up the bits of paper and I began wafting to revive them. You see, you would give them plenty of chances to say that they were nervous, that they were worried about the needle. They'd come into the bay and I'd say, hi, my name is Sal, you okay about this? Oh, yeah! And then we'd do all the computer work and I'd say, still feeling okay? Oh, yeah! And then I'd say, right, well, I'll just pop and get the vaccine, okay? You still feeling all right about this? Oh, yeah! And then he'd take off his jumper and the steam would be rising off him like a racehorse. And you'd think to yourself, the sweat, the heat is, the fear is literally melting off you. You'd go over to him, you'd vaccinate him, and then he'd say, is that it? And I'd say, yep. Oh, God, I was really worried about that. I was really, really scared that it was going to hurt. And I'd say, well, I've given you chances to tell me that you were frightened. Anyway, he'd put his jumper on, and then he'd leave the bay, and then you'd hear... And then the head nurse would say,
right, everybody stop vaccinating. I've got them all on the floor out here.
So then I'd go round, and there they would be in the recovery area, and it would look like a battlefield, with all these men spread-eagled over the floor, being watched over by a queue of women tapping their toes and rolling their eyes over the top of their little blue masks. So that's when I picked up the bits of paper and I began wafting them to bring the colour back to their cheeks. So in the interest of public safety and the expansion, the continuation of the vaccination project, I thought it was wise if I just carried out a little impromptu wafting training right here, right now. You know, we need wafters amongst us. So I'm just going to ask for 2 men to come out, and can I ask you to come out, please, and just lie on the floor as if you fainted. And could I find somebody else? Could you come and just lie? Beautiful. I missed your big moment. This is it. If you could just lie on the floor, is that possible? As if you fainted? Lovely, gorgeous, beautiful. So here we have our 4 vaccinators. You have to imagine that they're 30-something. Don't take it personally. And then I'm just going to need... Would you come and help me, please? And I'll give you a little bit of training. Here we go. So fantastic. So if you would just take this man as your patient and just stand at the head end, I'm going to give you a piece of paper and I'll just talk you through single wafting. That's it, one piece of paper. And this is how the wafting... Lovely. I'm liking those soft knees. Lovely. This is the NHS. You've got a spare hand, love, so we don't want to have a hand. So we're going to do double wafting. Double wafting. That's lovely, lovely. And of course, you can get a bit more waftage if you synchronise the wafting. That's beautiful. And then, of course, you do want to be sure that when your patient revives, you are standing well back, because he doesn't want to be looking up his skirt. So this is synchronised wafting with decorum. Fantastic. Thank you. You've done very, very well. Just stay there, gentlemen. You can go back to your seat. Thank you. There is another follow-on module on the wafting module, which is things to say to the patient so that they don't feel silly. Things like, "Oh, did you not have any breakfast? You must have really low blood pressure anyway." Or, "Oh, it is ever so hot." Or, "It's because you're really, really tall." And then you have to learn things what not to say, like, "Oh, you should have come in a wheelbarrow." A round of applause for our friend. That'll learn you to sit on the front row. So, if ever you feel a little bit lightheaded or overcome with the heat, you now know that there are 2 fully trained wafters in the audience. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Could you just, it's 2 metres!
Sorry, it's easy to forget, innit? Yeah. Do you, come here often?
Once before,
12 weeks ago, I thought I recognised you. Yeah.
but I still can't get any toilet paper. I mean, who buys it all?
All them arseholes. I've been using newspaper, but it's getting a bit sore back there.
Well, times are rough. Times are rough. Oh, never mind.
Well, I mean, I'm not the world's most polite man. I used to cough to cover up a fart, but now I fart to cover up a cough.
I don't mind people coughing as long as they don't cough near me.
You're right. If anyone comes near me, I tell them, bark off. Did you have any problems, you know, after last time?
Not really. Sore arm for a day or so. You?
Oh, I was terrible. Oh, I had awful double vision. I really struggled to drive home. I was stumbling all about the house. And I couldn't even watch X Factor on TV. Oh.
What happened?
Well, they called me in. They sat me down. And they told me that I picked up
Yes.
the nurse's glasses by mistake. Hey, you want to? Hey.
I don't know whose idea it was, but you had to sing happy birthday when you washed your hands. Remember that? But every time I come out the toilet, the kids expect me to bring a birthday cake with me. Hiya! Hello! Oh, Tom, it was so lovely to have you home at the weekend. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't around much, but they're really ramping up these vaccination numbers, and I'm glad of the shifts. Yeah. Anyway, listen, the big news is we start vaccinating your age group soon. So what you need to do, right, is go online and book yourself an appointment. Yeah, with your phone on the internet. Yeah. Even better, you could come on Monday. You could come here on Monday because it's bank holiday on Monday. Last bank holiday, we had loads of people that didn't show up, so we got spare vaccine and we had to use it up, otherwise it goes off. Oh God, yeah, we were ringing people round that we knew were waiting for a jab. We did the St. John's ambulance people, the stewards. I'd have rung you too, but I think you were down in Ipswich. Yeah, so you could come on Monday and get done. And then you could head off down south. Yeah. I'll get a proper nurse to do it, yeah. Yeah, otherwise you and me will just laugh, oh no. Oh God, car park's massive, you'll get your lorry on there, no bother. Yeah. Okay, so I'll put your name on the door. Brilliant. Okay, so where are you off to now? Why have you got to wash your wagon wheels at Gretna Green? Well, I know the rules are different in Scotland, love, but I think that was for foot and mouth. Yeah. All right, love. I see you Friday. Love you. Bye. Oh.
I really miss my partner. I don't see much of him. He's up and down the country. He's so tired when he gets in, but he's always home on Friday. That's when we hit the gym. 'Cause it's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. It's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. He likes to cook on Friday, fresh fish from the coast. He's rather caught on blood, but he's not the kind to boast. And when we go upstairs, he wipes away my cares. 'Cause it's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. It's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. We've been married 30 years, though it don't seem 30 nights. And when he cuddles up beside me, oh, everything's alright. 'Cause it's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. It's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. That let the light shine in.
Well, I don't know about you, but we think it's time for 20 minutes and a beer, so we'll see you in the second half. Thank you, everybody.
The first case here in England, the talk was all of York. A student at the uni there, or so the media thought, had just flown in from China to start a new degree. Instead, they had to isolate the first to quarantine. COVID came to Britain, it snuck in by degrees. A skier on his holidays in the Pyrenees had mingled with some foreign folk at an après-ski, then came back home to Blighty with a huge dose of disease.
Thank you. Please.
Hi.
Hi. Have you been working out?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a run. So, come on, bang it in, and I'll be on my way. Quick as you can, bang it in.
Well, I'm afraid it does take a little bit of time. and then we'll do it.
Questions?
I'm afraid so. Look, would you like to take a seat?
What? Sit down?
Yes.
Can't you do it standing up?
Well, I've never tried.
Because I'm in the middle of a 10K and I'll stiffen up if I sit down. So come, bang it in, I'll be on my way.
I'm afraid you do have to sit down. And you'll have to relax your arm.
What? No. I'm making a fist, see? Like I do when I give blood. Or when I pump my fist like this. I can do a pint in 5 minutes. And sometimes I lie on the couch and I'm looking at the others and their blood is dribbling out and mine is gushing. Because I'm pumping my fist like this.
Look, you're not pumping anything out here. It's going to go in.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not going to go into a vein. I'm going into your deltoid.
I've got really good deltoids. I work out, so I bet you could pump it all in 30 seconds.
Well, I'm only going to give you 0.3 of a mil, and it takes 3 seconds tops.
Brilliant!
But first, I have to ask these questions.
Well, I can't hang about. Don't want the others to get ahead of me.
The others?
The other runners? Running club. We all booked our jabs at the same time. They're in all the other cubicles. We're doing a pit stop.
I thought it was getting sweaty in here. Right, so my name is Sal,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be your vaccinator.
Okay.
And this is Doreen, our admin person.
Hi.
And can we just take your name, please?
It's Gail. Gail Sloth.
Sloth's a really unusual name.
Yeah, that's why I run.
And your date of birth, Gail?
It's 29th of February, 1976. A leap year. It's why I jump.
And the first line of your address, please.
17 Long Lane. It's why I'm tall. It's not a joke. Oh, wait. Got to sanitize. Is this cubicle virus free?
Well, I sanitize it to the best of my ability. I wipe down the surfaces in the chair, I wash my hands, and I change my apron.
Right, what do you use?
Well, we use these alcoholic wipes, because alcohol kills the virus.
If alcohol kills the virus, why they shut all the pubs? And another thing, I'm trying really hard not to touch my face. You're the expert. How do I do that?
What I have heard
Yeah.
is if you hold a bottle of gin in one hand and the glass in the other, then you don't touch your face. Cheers! Cheers!
No, I'm going to use my own antiseptics. Right.
So,
Okay, is this table sanitised?
well, it was. What have you got there?
Tea tree oil, use it all the time. Or could use Domestos if you want. As recommended by Donald Trump. Right. Fridge. Right, you don't mind, do you?
I do, actually. Yeah. If everybody sprayed me with that stuff, then my husband wouldn't come near me. And it's Friday.
And I'm going to need to see the batch number on the file. I need to compare it with the one that's banned in Belgium. Got the number on my phone.
There you are.
Thanks. Yup. Okay. Yep.
All right now.
Yep. Can't be too careful.
Thank you very much. Are you ready now?
Not quite. Just got to take a couple of painkillers.
It really won't hurt. Just don't get your water confused with your Domestos. You ready?
Right. Okay. Come on. Bang it. Quick as you like. Come on.
All right.
Bang it.
So which arm am I going to go in? That one there? Okay then. So
Okay.
just go nice and floppy.
All right.
Nice and
Floppy,
floppy.
yeah.
That hand
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Lift your sleeve up.
Sleeve up.
Okay, here we go.
Bang it.
Oh,
Okay.
all
right.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we are. Here we are. And that's it done.
Oh, is that it? Well done. I was really scared that was going to hurt.
But you're all right now?
Yeah, I feel absolutely fine.
Great. Now all you've got to do is just go through to that room there and wait 15 minutes.
Well, yeah, the runners will get ahead of me.
Well, they'll all have to wait the same amount of time too, and then you could have a Le Mans start if you like.
That would be brilliant.
So if you just go through there, you can just sit down.
And will it be sanitised?
A steward will wipe the seat down for you.
Do you know what? I thought I might faint, you know, because of the needle. But I feel absolutely fine.
That's good. You're all right now.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
See you.
Okay then.
Bye.
Bye. You do get a lot of Gales. They've read up about it on the internet before they come, and then they're all worried, especially if they've read an anti-vaxxers blog. And then you get people who've had a few drinks before they come. And then you get the others, which me being a granny, I have no idea what they've taken before they come. And then you get other people who take being vaccinated really seriously. They regard being vaccinated as an absolute privilege. I had one woman, and she drove all the way from her holiday caravan at Borth just to be vaccinated, and then she was going to drive all the way back. And I said to her, "Why didn't you reschedule?" And she looked at me as if I'd blasphemed. "I couldn't possibly do that," she said. "This is my slot." And it's just like that, you know? People come into your life for a few moments, you vaccinate them, and then you never see them again.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello, Gail.
I've changed my mind.
Pardon?
Could you take it back out again, please?
I am sorry, Gail. No.
Ah. Okay.
Wafting. Needle woman, da 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 da. Needle woman, da 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 da. Needle woman, da 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 da. Needle woman, yeah. It did get a little bit boring, you know, day after day saying the same thing over and over again. "Hello, my name is Sal, I'm going to be your vaccinator." So there was this one day when we decided we were going to zhuzh things up. We were going to add a little bit of razzmatazz. Turn on the showbiz like this. Hello, 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 and welcome to our marvellous, wonderful vaccination pod. We are going to find your name on our information superhighway, and then you will be on the pathway to a fast-acting dose of effective vaccine, free from the tyranny of coronavirus, on the road to liberty. We are just going to ask you 3, 2, 1 Brucey bonus questions, and you will be the lucky recipient of a dose of fast-acting vaccine and a shiny coronavirus sticker. Welcome to the vaccination family! Yeah! It didn't really last at all. Oh, let's have a folk song instead of all this disco stuff, Paul. Oh, back to the comfort zone. In London town when lockdown came, Boris made it plain. Do
not leave the city. One tea time he proclaimed, some folks they made a run for it, for fear they go insane. The motorways were chock-a-block, there were crowds on every train. Well, you had to wear a mask in shops, the shelves were bare of food. A desperate run on loo roll, which Boris just poo-pooed. The variants were everywhere, fomenting discontent. Manchester was moribund, and no one went to Kent. But we all know one person who went all the way to Barnard Castle. Ooh! Well, you couldn't get your hair cut, or you'd be in deep trouble. You couldn't visit Granny, just cuddle in your bubble. Certainty was a luxury, we were living day by day, and every plan we'd ever made, the virus swept away. Thank you. Thank you. Just got a text from Tom. For a minute, just bring him back for the next scene. Hiya! Hi, it's me. Yeah, I got your text. Come on then, what's this big news? You've bought a what? Tom, why have you bought a potty? Oh, right, because the depots won't let you in to use their facilities in case you've got the virus. Oh, God, how stupid. Well, Tom, where are you emptying this potty? No, don't tell me. Oh, God, yeah, I'm sure the verges of the M54 are good and wide. Look, I'll go to Petsaurus on the way home and get you some dog poo bags. Yeah, I got that was revolting. I need to sanitise after a call like that. Every once in a while, you got a patient who stopped you in your tracks. And you said something to them, and what you said became a bridge to a little piece of social history. And you ended up having the most amazing moment of conversation. Just like this one. Next patient, please. Hello, hi, come and take a seat. Hi. Hello, my name is Sal, and I'm going to be your vaccinator. And this is Desdemona and Wilkinson. Can we just take your name, please?
Cyril. Cyril Onions.
Oh, I can see you're a West Bromwich Albion fan.
Season ticket holder all my life.
Oh, my dad was a Baggies man as well.
Sensible chap.
Yeah, he took me to the Hawthorns just the once when I was a kid.
Do you remember who you saw play?
I saw this black player, Regis. Cyril Regis.
And I'm named after him. Cyril. He was a lovely player. Over 100 goals for the Baggies. And when my dad had a son, he named me after him. Oh, he was a smashing player. Grace, pace and control. It was a privilege to see him play.
I think I was a bit more interested in the bovril and the meat pie at half time, really.
Oh, he was a revolutionary.
In what way?
One of the first black men to play for England. And it was murder for him when they played away. The abuse he'd get. But it was like water off a duck's back. When the Baggies played down in London, Millwall, or the Hammers, the Yobs, they'd throw bananas, try and boo him off the pitch. But Cyril stood up to it. Stand up and stand proud, he'd say. Pay no attention. Black Lives Mattered right back then. Kick it out. He invented the Kick It Out racism campaign. It's nothing new, you know. Oh, but he was a lovely player. We just loved to see him play. There was never any racism at the Hawthorns. We just used to sing our hearts out. Hey, do you remember this song? Nice one, Cyril, nice one, son. Nice one, Cyril, let's have another one. Right!
I do remember that, and there was this other one as well. One Cyril Regis. There's only one
Cyril Regis.
One Cyril Regis. There's only one Cyril Regis.
Oh.
What's he doing now?
Oh, dead now.
Aww.
Died a few years ago, before all this pandemic stuff. Real shame. If he was still here, he'd be campaigning all over again.
What, taking the knee?
Nah, none of that namby-pamby posture politics. He'd be out there campaigning for black people, blacks and Asians to get their bloody vaccines. He'd be up there with Lenny Henry. I can see him now.
Just like Martin Luther King. Brothers, it is our right to be vaccinated, to save your lives and the lives of your fellow men. Just because we've always been treated like second-class citizens does not mean we should regard ourselves as second-class citizens. So, grab your jab, or you will get this disease, and we will be right back at the bottom of the pile again. So, grab that jab. Stand up and stand proud.
Can I have my jab then, please?
Most certainly you can. One vaccination coming right up.
Thank you.
Here I come, this side for you, lovely.
Thank you. So,
Okay.
Cyril Regis, MBE, R.I.P. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, do you like Neil Diamond?
Oh, I do, yeah.
How about this? Sweet vaccine, oh, 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 vaccine never felt so safe, so safe, so safe.
Yeah!
Thank you.
See you again, lovey.
Ta-ra a bit.
Bye. Sweet vaccine makes me feel safe, makes me feel good. Sweet vaccine. Do, do, do. Hiya, it's me. Hiya. I've just been talking about football. I know, you never know with this job. Anyway, talking of which, when are you going to come for yours? Well, where'd you get that idea from? Oh, bloody TikTok. Look, Tom, there is no fetal material in any vaccination. Right, okay, right. Right, so do you want to know the reason why all the people who had the first smallpox vaccine, why they're now dead? It's because it was done in the 18th century. But I know you're allergic to shellfish. What on earth has that got anything to do with it? There's no prawns in this vaccine. Or oranges. It's not going to make your smartwatch go funny either. It's not magnetic. Look, just come on Friday. I'll put your name on the door. Yeah. Yeah. All right, love. Okay. All right, drive safe. I love you. Bye. I wanted him to get his vaccine, but he said no, no, no. I wanted him to get his vaccine, but he said no, no, no. 'Cause it's just misinformation. Running away with him. It's just misinformation. Running away with him. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm terrified. Oh,
Well, you don't look pale.
I'm made up with bronzer.
From Ulster.
MAC bronzer, online from Selfridges. 2 layers.
It's killing me waiting for this jab.
Yeah, right. Why do they have to go give it us in a needle, right? Why can't they go give us it in something we like a Jaeger bomb? Kids would be queuing up for it then.
We are queuing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you actually believe in coronavirus?
What do you mean?
Well, can't be real, can it? I mean, 'cause, like, no one on Love Island had it.
How do you know? They could have cut that bit out.
I thought JABS was just for fossils.
That's right.
But now it's for us.
That's right. Yeah. I thought it was funny, right, when my big brother was frightened of having his. Yeah. And then when he went, guess what? He only went and fainted. Yes. Then they had to drag him into another room. And he said, when he came around, there was a nurse standing over him waving pieces of paper.
What for?
Well, to wake him up, like. Yeah. She said it happens a lot. Yeah. But he started chatting her up, giving it all this. She said he was a wuss, but he got a date.
It's good, like, how you can just walk in and you don't have to book or nothing. Because then you can, like, walk back out again.
I got a text.
Got
Got a text. It was from someone called NHS, saying that I could drop in any time I wanted. It was ever such a weird text. No emojis whatsoever.
You've been sticking to the rules.
Nah. You?
Nah. Well, I did a bit. When they said we needed more ventilation,
Yeah.
I cut bigger slashes in my jeans.
It's like I said to my boyfriend, I said, keep 2 meters apart for social distancing. Do you know what he said? That's closer than I usually get.
My mum's been social distancing her boyfriend for years. And you know what else my mum said? She said no good would ever come of me lying in bed all day. And now I'm saving the world.
OMG, I wish they'd hurry up. I don't queue for nothing normally.
Oh my God, Abby, that nurse is waving at me! Oh, come with me, let's go together like we do in the ladies.
Link.
Tom, is it? Answer machine. Tom, it's me. I'm only on my shift for another hour and then I'm going home. So I need you to get here as soon as you can. All right? Okay, see you soon. Bye. I mainly did shifts in Ludlow and Telford. So what's the difference between Ludlow and Telford? 40 miles. Tattoos. You don't see any tattoos in Ludlow. But then when you get to Telford, tattoo town. There was this fella and he came in and he had this most beautiful Jesus on his shoulder here. Oh, I'd never seen artwork like it. Crown of thorns, pious expression, because it was Jesus, looking down, and oh, it was just so gorgeous. And I really had never seen that quality of work before. And I was there with a needle and I didn't want to desecrate this tattoo. But I'm here to tell you that I vaccinated Jesus' left nostril. I have also vaccinated the arse of a hippopotamus, the back end of the Titanic, a dolphin, and a mermaid's belly button. Which is a bit strange because if you think about it, mermaids shouldn't have belly buttons, should they? When you get to Shrewsbury, it's a little bit of a different matter. They walk around that screen and you think to yourself, have you got a tattoo or haven't you? So many of them people were drunk on holiday. Oh God,
I had it done in Magaluf. I really regret it.
Or I'd say, who's Sharon?
Oh, don't ask.
But then there was this guy, and he sat in the seat, and he took off his shirt, and he had this tattoo. And I knew the face of this tattoo. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, I know that face off the telly. Glasses, and a baseball cap, and a great big toothy grin, and a beard. It was Jurgen Klopp. And I said to this fella, your Jurgen Klopp is in exactly the same place as the Jesus I vaccinated last week in Telford. And he said to me, we waited a long time for him. And I thought, well, they said exactly the same thing about Jesus. I went on to vaccinate 3 more Jurgen Klopps. What are the chances of that, eh? Huh? And, you know, people would, there was this one woman and she came in and she had this beautiful spray of flowers going up her arm, and they were beautifully coloured, and she said it reminded her of when she was little and she'd go into her granny's garden, you know, beautiful. And people had clocks with times on which their babies had been born. So they made really great talking points if people were nervous, you know. And tattoos are a little bit like tree rings. You can sort of date people by their sort of tattoos, you know. So, you know, they had the Marilyn Monroes and the Rita Hayworths, and then this whole generation of people started coming in who were tattooed in the 80s. And there was this one chap, and he had this total new romantic kind of tattoo here, Phil Oakey from the Human League, you know, fringe over one eye. Sort of that. And I said, wow, look at that. And he said, oh, God, I really regret it. And I said, well, it's part of who you are. It's your life story. And he says, yeah, but I've got another one on my back. I went, oh, can I have a look at that? He went, oh, bloody hell, no. Oh, God, no, you're not seeing that. So I don't know what he's got on his back. Next patient, please. Hello. 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 Come and take a seat. Hello. Hello there. My name is Sal, and I'm going to be your vaccinator. And this is Hermione, our admin person. Can I just take your name, please?
Tracy!
Well, we normally ask people to come in one at a time.
Oh, you wouldn't come on your own, would you, love?
No!
She's a bit scared, aren't you, darling?
Yes!
She doesn't usually like anything like this, do you, sweetheart?
No!
She won't even watch Doc Martin.
Right, so it's you that's having the vaccination.
That's right, Tracy today, I'm next week.
Okay.
Only I don't really want it.
Oh.
Yes, you do.
Well, I do, but I don't.
She is being very brave.
Tracy, there's nothing to worry about. You'll barely feel it.
I'll feel it!
Barely.
Oh.
Look, it's only a 6-inch needle.
Ah!
It's only going to go halfway through your arm.
Ah!
And they'll give you a lollipop at the end.
Oh.
I'm here to comfort her.
Tracy, the needle is nothing as big as that. Look, I'll show you one if you want.
Oh, I don't have to look when you're doing it, do I?
No, Tracy, if you don't want to look, you don't have to. As long as I look, that's pretty important.
Can I look?
No, you can just hold on to her. Right, now, Tracy.
Yeah.
What's your surname?
Bravo!
Right. And your date of birth?
It's the 15th of March, 1989.
And can we just take the first line of your address?
Are you asking me all these questions to distract me?
No, Tracy, we need them for our NHS database.
But for the ambulance, in case I die.
Tracy, you're not going to die, love. Honestly, you might feel a bit poorly for a day.
Ah!
Oh, come on, Pusscat. The lady knows what she's doing. You're fully qualified, aren't you?
I'm fully trained, Tracy.
So, are you a doctor?
No.
Paramedic?
No.
A consultant?
No.
What are you then?
I'm a folk singer.
You could maybe sing her a song, you know, take her mind off it a bit. Look, I think we just need a moment or two, you know, let her get her head round it.
Temperature's dropped, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit chilly now. I bet you're feeling the cold, just wearing them shirt sleeves.
Oh, this is me Dominic Cummings shirt. Oh, he's my style guru. Don't you just love him? Oh.
I think I preferred Matt Hancock myself. Really wanted to kiss and cuddle him.
Hancock had no style. He just kept wandering around saying, incredibly important, all the time, like, oh, yes, that's an incredibly important question, or, the NHS is doing incredibly important work.
Well, they are.
Cummings. He was a hoot. when he drove to Barnard Castle, and he was against the rules. Just to see if his glasses were working. That was brilliant. Oh, fantastic. Hey, after that, I went round the back of my van and I scrawled in the dirt, driver, undergoing eyesight test. I got some laughs, that did.
Come on, Tracy. Let's see that shoulder.
What do you want to do that for?
Well, I have to put the needle into the muscle at the top of your arm.
I haven't got any muscle at the top of my arm. I'd like to Weight Watchers.
Tracy, everybody has a little bit of muscle at the top of their arm.
Otherwise your arm would drop off.
Ah!
Just as long as I can see your shoulder. Let's keep it. I'm just going to have to take your cardigan off.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right, just relax. I'm just going to take the cardigan off.
The card.
You're doing really well. You're doing really well, Tracy. Here we go. So you just relax that arm, nice and floppy. All right. Hold on to Darren. Okay. Here we go then. All right, Tracy. You're doing really well. Really Okay. Oh my God, what's that over there?
Is it still pumping in?
Ah!
But I can feel it.
She finished ages ago, didn't you?
It's all done, Tracy.
Yeah. Till you next time when you have to have your other one.
But now you know what it's like. You don't have to worry so much, do you?
Yeah, do you? You'll be all right.
I suppose so.
There.
Can I have my lolly now?
Well, Tracy, we don't actually give lollipops. I think Darren was getting a bit confused with the rubella vaccinations at school. Now what you've got to do is just go through to the next room and wait for 15 minutes.
For the ambulance?
Tracy, you're not going to need an ambulance.
Look, I'll be your ambulance. Nina. Hey, give me an excuse to speed. Come on.
Just before you go, Darren,
Yeah.
we've got some spare vaccines left over. So say if you're coming in next week, just hop into the seat and I'll do you right now.
Ah! No, thanks, it's all right. I can wait.
It'll only take a minute.
So, I've got to look after Tracy.
What's he like? I am wiping. I am wiping. you were scared of needles. Well, what about all those blood tests that you had to have last year? You never went. Oh, God, Tom. Look, the needle's not that big, and most people hardly feel it. Tom, I'm pouring my heart and soul into this job to stop people dying. And I don't want you dying either. Where are you? Huh. Stuck at Dover. Tomorrow. Yes, love. Anytime. I'm here all day. Okay, love. Drive safe. Bye. I wanted him to get his vaccine, and he said, no, 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 'cause I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing. I hope you like jabbing too. I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing. I hope you like jabbing too. I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing, I'm jabbing.
Hiya, B.
Hiya, Mima.
You alright?
No. Yeah. But I thought they let us stick together, though, didn't you?
I know. I was like, I'm not having it if my friend's not having it. And they were like, she's just had it. So, like, have you had it?
No. Yeah. Well, like, I went in there and she said, well, what arm do you want it in? And I said, oh, my God, don't give me options. And then she said to me, well, which hand do you write with? I said, well, I don't write, I text.
I had a gorgeous doctor with dead sexy eyes, and he was asking me all sorts of intimate questions.
Like what?
Like, what was I on? What drugs and stuff? And he read me out a list and said, was I taking any of those? And I said, no, but if you can get me some, I'll try anything.
Well, at least now we can go clubbing, go to Ibiza, snog sexy guys.
I thought you had to wait 3 weeks for that.
You what? Nah.
You never knew who was going to come around that screen. It was a little bit like being on an episode of Cilla Black's Blind Date. And you were only with them for a few moments, so it never got boring. It was like speed dating. Anyway, this one day, this absolute gorgeous hunk of a guy comes round that screen, and his muscles were rippling through his shirt. And I thought, you are going to struggle with that shirt, mate. But nobody likes to take the shirt off, do they? Anyway, he's sitting there and he's trying to roll that sleeve up, and I said to him, I'm afraid I do have to reach the top of your arm. And Dolores, the admin person, she was going... So I said, I'm terribly sorry, but I think you're going to have to take your shirt off. Dolores was going, yes. He went and took his shirt off, and that's when I saw his tattoo. Another bloody Jurgen Klopp. And then his mate came in, and he took off his shirt, and there was another celebrity face, and I'm there looking at it. Little shrew-like eyes, and tousled hair, and chubby cheeks. It was Boris Johnson. So I vaccinated him right between the eyes. Yeah. Next patient, please.
Hello.
Hello, coming in. Come and take a seat. Hello. Hello, my name is Sal. I'm your vaccinator today. And this is Helen of Troy, our admin. Can we just take your name, please?
It's Rose Elizabeth Power.
Thank you, Rose. And can we just check your date of birth, please?
The 29th of September.
Rose, that's today. You've come to get your jab on your birthday. Do you know what? Whenever anybody comes to my pod and it's their birthday, I always sing happy birthday to them. Come on, let's sing happy birthday to Rose. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rose. Happy
80-year-olds quite a while ago.
I've been a bit nervous about coming.
Oh, well, it's really good that you're here now. There's nothing to worry about. Now, what I'm going to need you to do is take off your
Coat, yes.
and and we'll need to see your
Shoulder. Yes.
That's right.
You need my...
Can I just take your first line of your address as well?
Yeah, it's Blackberry Cottage, Blackberry Farm, Lake Lanamana.
That sounds familiar. Are you?
Owen's wife. Yes.
Are you Betty?
That's right, it's Betty. You vaccinated him in February. He said the lady with the needle was called Sal, and you'd remember him.
Oh, of course I do. What a character!
That's why I married him, in his one and only suit.
Oh.
Anyway, it's my turn now. I've come for my vaccination.
Well, that's lovely. So, which arm would you like me to do?
Oh, right, please.
Okay, so if you could just angle your knees around. That's lovely. And then if you could just expose your shoulder. That's lovely. Okay, well done, Rose. That's lovely.
Is that all right?
That's perfect. Just let
Okay.
the arm go floppy.
Okay.
Poor woman. She doesn't have much muscle at the top of her arm.
Sorry?
I'm just trying to find the right place to put the needle. You've ever such slim shoulders.
I don't have much of an appetite these days.
Ah, well, this'll do just fine. All right.
Is there a problem?
No, it's fine. You can button up your shirt now. Okay. Oh, I hate it when that happens. With the very old and the very frail people, they haven't got much muscle at the top of their arm, and sometimes you put the needle in and you hit the bone. They don't feel it. There's no pain receptor in the bone, but oh, it makes my tummy lurch when that happens. There we go.
Well, Owen was right. You're so kind, and you've got such soft hands, I didn't feel a thing.
Oh, well, that's really good. Now, Rose, all you need to do is go round there and wait for 15 minutes. And then a nurse will give you a little card, and then you can go.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
brilliant. But we've changed the time scales between the first and the second jab now, so you don't have to wait so long. So when you come for your next jab, bring Owen with you, and you can both get done at the same time.
Oh, Owen won't be coming back.
Well, why not?
Well, didn't they tell you what happened afterwards?
No, we're seeing thousands of people every week, Rose. It's hard to keep tabs on everyone, but I remember Owen because he said that I've got good hands for lambing.
I didn't know he was going for his jab. He just got up really early one morning and left a note on the kitchen table. I knew he wanted it done, though. He's always been really interested in medicine. Always keeps his animals' vaccinations up to date. Always. And he was so pleased when he heard on the news that they'd made a vaccine for coronavirus. Couldn't wait to have his done. But at our age, well, we'd been self-isolating for over a year, and he'd not been off the farm in all that time. But he was determined to have it done, do his bit for the country, help save other people. And he was so proud when he got back. He was full of it. How lovely you were.
Oh.
How kind and caring everybody was here. And then a few days later, he didn't feel very well. And a few days after that, the doctor said he had coronavirus. Well, Owen said it was so clean and tidy here. He must have got it off the park and ride. And then a few days after that, he went to hospital and I never saw him again. They wouldn't let me in. Just phoned me up and told me he'd gone. Ironic, isn't it? Came for his jab, and that's what killed him. Be in heaven now, and I'm still down here.
I am sorry.
I do miss him. I listen to the news every night, and when the numbers come up of the people who've died, I know he's in there somewhere in the first few thousand. It's my way of keeping in touch with him. Silly bugger. And now I have to sell all his cows, and how do I do that with the market shutting?
Oh, I really am sorry.
Anyway, holding you up. People to save. Thank you very much. I'll ask for you next time.
Oh.
Must be very satisfying working here. Helping so many people. It's only a tiny needle and it only takes a minute, but it makes a world of difference to people like Owen and me. Thank you for everything you do. You're an angel. You're all angels here.
Thank you. Rose was so grateful. She bought me a little box of chocolates. But we're not allowed to have food in the vaccination pods, so she had to leave them up at the reception area. I went to pick them up at the end of my shift, and all that was left was a box full of sweet wrappers.
When I started on this journey, I hadn't got a clue, but something deep inside me said, this is the thing to do to help the sad and worried that come into my view. 'Cause it's the holes in your life that let the light shine through. It's the holes in your life that let the light shine through. My life is starting over. Now I can begin. At last I have a purpose, and it's time for me to win. Wake up and smell the coffee and think of where I've been. 'Cause it's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. It's the holes in your life that let the light shine in. Let the light shine in, let the light shine in. Oh, let the light shine in, let the light shine in, let the light shine in. Oh, let the light shine in to bless the NHS.
Next patient, please. Hello, my name is Sal, and I'm going to be your vaccinator.
I parked the lorry in the loading bay. Do you think they'll mind?
Oh, darling, you've come.
I think it might take them a while to realise that the vaccination centre's not ordered 20 tonnes of fertiliser, don't you?
Oh, Tom, I've been so worried about you. What made you change your mind?
You did. I'm so proud of you and everything you're doing, and I just couldn't let you down. But I'm not going to enjoy it.
Look, I don't think anybody does enjoy it. Well, there was that pervert. I didn't tell you. So, look, I know which side you're going to sleep on. I'm going to put the needle in there. All right, now all you've got to do is just sit there and relax that arm. All right, you comfy?
Can I look away?
Of course you can, you big baby. Even better, close your eyes and think of the M25. There you are. All done.
Is that it?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Tom, I've been doing this job for months. I'm sure.
That was nothing.
Exactly.
Am I your last patient?
Yes.
Right, come on then. Let's go home. It's Friday night.
I wanted him to get his vaccine,
And he
said,
said,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, yeah.